And that was a good memory. I thought, look at all these people from Vermont coming out and supporting this festival.
Welcome back, everyone, to Catamoments with Molly Stone, Associate Director of Live Performance at Vermont Arts. This is an opportunity for me to get in touch with all of you on behalf of Vermont Arts, since we can't be at our shows, and I can't tell you of all the great things that are going on at Catamount from stage. We'll get back to that someday, but in the meantime, we have this. So, first off, today's Catamoment is going to feature a dear friend of mine, James Johnston of the band Albannach, and he and I are going to talk about the new normal, what the future looks like, and other things. So stay tuned for that. But first, I have a very important announcement about a new project that we have rolling out, and you can see this on our webpage at catamountarts.org. And so I'm going to read this to you word by word so I don't miss a thing. Because this is really important and we want everyone to be involved in the NEK. So this is called the Kingdom COVID Chronicles. And it is a community-wide art project chronicling the experiences of Northeast Kingdom residents during the current pandemic. Individuals and families of all ages are invited to respond to 3 weekly prompts in a sketchbook. And you'll keep the sketchbook for a period of 4 weeks. The resulting collection of sketchbooks will be a tangible, community-crafted project documenting a moment of our collective history, an inclusive record of diverse voices speaking out from isolation. So go check that out on our webpage as soon as we're done here. And you can see the week 1 prompts are up, and so you can start working on that right away. Also, I'm going to be interviewing Amy Cunningham, the Deputy Director at Vermont Arts Council, in the next day or two, and she and I are going to be talking about the Vermont Rapid Response Artist Relief Grant. And these are grants that are awarded to artists up to $500, and these are awarded to artists who have lost income due to the loss of a job or cancellation of a specific gig or opportunity because of COVID-19. So I encourage you to go to the Vermont Arts Council website and please look for a future Catamoment that will feature Amy from the Vermont Arts Council. This past week, I had a delightful conversation with my friend James Johnston of Albannach, and here's footage of that. Hey James, how's it going?
Very well, Molly. How are you?
I'm great. How are things?
Well, I could give you the standard BS line that I'm doing well and trying to keep my sanity, but we both know that is BS.
It sure is. And what we're doing here is getting down to the real stuff, what everyone is going through. And so what I wanted to ask you is, as an artist and as an international artist, how is this new climate affecting you?
It's disastrous, to be truthful. I'm not going to dress it up anyway and make it sound like an adventure or anything. It's crap. It's, I mean, you know that I work on both sides of the pond. I work in America and I work in Scotland. I do shows all over America, and then part of my bread and butter is kind of transporting those American shows over to Scotland, bringing Americans over and whatnot, and giving them a good time in Scotland and showing them the culture and everything. So it's all gone right now. So as a international artist, yeah, these are troublesome times. You know, it's worrying. You know, you're watching everything that you've built up round about you just disappear, and you're at the mercy of basically what government officials deem as okay.
Yeah, and I know a little bit about what you do over in Scotland, but can you tell our viewers what it is you do when you go over? Because you would be there right now.
I would be there right now. I would be, what time is it here? It's 1 o'clock. It would be 6 o'clock in Scotland right now. So I'd probably be finishing a 3-course meal with about 48 American guests. And then we would go and get the bagpipes and the drums ready, and we'd set up and we'd have a right good ceilidh. But what we do is we take Americans around Scotland on a musical tour. So we show them all the historical stuff, and then at night time we hit them with the bagpipes and drums, and we have some good friends from California come over as well, you know, kind of Aussie rock they play. And it's just a fun time, but it's full on, you know, it's full on. Try and give everyone as much as we can, you know, cram in all the history and then have a right good time at night time. So yes, I would be over there right now, and it's heartbreaking that I'm not.
Yeah, and where can people find information on those hikes and the rescheduled hikes that you're doing, or musical tours?
Fantastic. Yeah, you can find it on the Albannach Facebook page, which is my band's Facebook page. Don't ask me what that is. I don't even know what my own Facebook page is.
I think people can figure it out. Plus,
With all this time on my hands, that's what I should do. Educate myself as to what my own Facebook page is. How pathetic. You can get it on that. You can get it on the old Instagram. Again, the Albannach Instagram page and whatnot. Who uses websites nowadays anyway, yeah? Everyone uses Nosy Book, you know?
Nosy Book.
Yeah, well, if you want to find something out, you go on Nosy Book.
So can you tell me about a couple of things or a couple of ways that you're coping?
Yeah, well, I kind of, what's the thing to say, like a side project of mine apart from the band is I do these hiking tours in Scotland. For me, being outdoors and hiking is what keeps me together. You know, if I don't get outdoors, I'm going to start losing. I'm going to start losing my mind. And so what I'm trying to practice is get outdoors as much as I can to keep my sanity up here together. And if I'm doing it and posting little pictures of the woodlands and the mountains and little kind of blogs, paragraphs and whatnot about it, I'm hoping someone else will get up off their couch and find out that nature is a great medicine for this time that we're going through right now, you know. Yeah, it's easy to sit on your couch. It's easy to binge watch Netflix. I mean, I've probably watched more Netflix in the last 3 weeks than I have in the last 3 years, you know. I mean, I'm guilty just like everyone else. But if we don't get out there, get outdoors, get the fresh air and see the scenery, then we're going to lose it, you know. We're all so focused on our physical well-being right now, and rightly so. You know, this is a nasty thing, this virus, but we're super focusing on, you know, personal hygiene and 6 foot and don't even talk to me and don't breathe my way and whatnot. I'm just going to lock myself in these 4 walls. But we're forgetting the mental health, you know, and this could be the next wave that comes, in my opinion, is dealing with all the mental health problems that are going to come out of this.
Yeah, and you and I have talked offline on several occasions about, you know, the mental health outcomes of not necessarily COVID-19, but just of life in general. And we seem to have been granted a pause, but it's also, like you said, the next wave could be something that we really need to deal with, or start thinking forward about what may be the fallout. What does the future look like for you? Do you think that things will change dramatically, or do you think things will go back to normal in the way that you conduct your life as an artist and, you know, as a tour guide? I mean, not a tour guide, but someone who leads folks in Scotland. What do you think that looks like?
That's a really good question. And if I'm going to be honest with you, Molly, it's a question that circles my mind almost daily. What is the future going to be like for someone who makes his living in the festival world, where there could be gatherings of 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 people over a weekend? Are we ever going to see that again? Are the public ready for that again? Now, the government and our governors can say, okay, resume business. We want to get America back online. But I seriously don't think that festivals are going to be part of that get everyone back online thing. I don't think the officials are ready for it, and I certainly don't think Joe Public's ready for it. You know, I think a lot of people are going to freak themselves out standing in an elevator, let alone standing in a festival where there's thousands of people really close up to each other. So what is the future for festivals? I don't really know. As far as Scotland's concerned, it's taken it hard, you know. I mean, Scotland's been hit hard by this virus, and it certainly doesn't have a massive infrastructure like America. So it's going to take longer, I think, for it to get back on tracks. So what the future holds like for a tour operator, again, I don't know.
Yeah, you and
Just
I,
looking at pushing things back.
yeah, we're in the same boat. We both work in that industry, and it is going to affect us into the future, especially where festivals and large concerts are concerned. So speaking of concerts and more positive things, looking into the past a bit, just a year ago, we were planning for you to come to Dog Mountain. So thinking about that show and the people that were out there, do you have a message to folks in St. Johnsbury, the Northeast Kingdom, Vermont, New England, just a message to them from James Johnston?
That's a good question again, Molly. What would I say to them? Well, these are tough people up there. This is the Northeast Kingdom. They don't sit down easy. They don't take things easily. They're fighters. They live in quite a harsh environment up there. They endure long winters. They're tough of body and of mind. So if anyone can come out of this on a brighter side, then I would say, Vermonters, all these northern people, then you got a head start on people. You guys know how to do it up there. That's what I would say. You're tough. Knuckle down on that toughness.
You're a northerner just like us. So you're tough of mind and body as well. And one last thing before we go. One of your favorite memories from Dog Mountain. I would love to hear what one of your favorite memories is.
Favorite memories? Well, I'll say this, when you contacted us to do the show, I didn't have an idea what we were getting into.
I remember.
You were pitching the show, you remember, you were pitching the show as a festival in a dog cemetery. Come and play music in a dog cemetery, and I was like, what am I getting myself into? But I trust you, I trust Molly, she knows what she's doing, she always puts on something good. So here we go. And I remember getting there and seeing this beautiful hillside and the vista all around it. And immediately I started feeling a little less panicked. I was like, okay. And then the droves of your faithful followers, all these people that support your Dog Mountain Festival start coming in, because you can see it all clearly where you are. And that was a good memory. I thought, look at all these people from Vermont coming out and supporting this festival. It's grassroots stuff. That's what your festival is. It's pure grassroots. And to see people coming out and sitting down with all their little deck chairs and blankets, man, that's something that stays up there.
Yeah. The same sentiment came from Mauro from Italy, and I want to thank you on behalf of Catamount Arts and Dog Mountain. And I'm so happy that we have added to your life, to all the lives of all the artists that we have come in contact with. Because as you say, the people up here, the people in Vermont, the people of the Northeast are tough in mind and body, but soft in heart. And I think that combination goes a long way when it comes to surviving what we're going through right now. So on behalf of all of them, I want to say thank you to you for joining me today. And I can't wait to see you very, very soon.
Hopefully I'm going to see you soon.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna make sure we watch the news carefully and pay attention, but our hope is that we will see you on Dog Mountain in just a couple of months.
Excellent. Thanks for having me, Molly.
Anytime. Thank you so much for joining me again for Catamoments, and tune in next week for my interview with Amy Cunningham from the Vermont Arts Council. And until then, stay well and stay safe. Bye. Take 10. You'd think that I'd get better at this. And hopefully you can take away some blah, 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 blah. Here's that interview here.